This tiny camera might be one of the coolest action cameras out there. This is my full review of the DJI Action 2 after using it in real-world scenarios for 1.5 years now, and I will let you know if it is still relevant to buy today. And welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing this tiny DJI Action 2 camera. I don't know why I have not done a review earlier. I have owned this camera for 1.5 years now. This tiny camera was the reason why I started making videos in the first place. I bought this camera when I was going for a trip to Thailand and I wanted to make some home videos with this camera. If you're new to action cameras and don't want to spend thousands of rupees on a GoPro series or even an advanced DJI series, then this would be a good starting point. This is not the latest version of the action cameras from DJI, and it was released 3 years back, which retails around 15,990 on Amazon and Flipkart, or 200 USD as well. By the way, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'm aiming at reaching 1,000 subscribers very soon, and you subscribing will really help me out. This camera has some heavy pros and cons. Let's first start with the cons of this camera. The absolute worst thing about this camera, which I don't like, is the overheating issues and also the battery life. It is supposed to be an action camera which you are supposed to take it on street walks, road trips, travel, vacation and things like that. Unfortunately, that's not the case and the camera starts heating very quickly. At a stretch, when I tested, the unit started overheating in less than 10 minutes and I got this warning message and it would not let me record again until the camera had cooled down completely, and it took around 15 minutes for the camera to cool down completely. The website says it lasts around 70 minutes when tested in laboratory environment when shooting 1080p at 30 frames per second in power reserve video mode and with electronic image stabilization disabled. So if you lower the resolution, then you may be able to overcome the overheating issues and it may not heat that fast when shooting in 4K. But my question is, when I'm buying a camera like this, why would I want to go and shoot in 1080p when the camera supports a capability of 4K? To overcome the heating issues, that is also the reason why DJI published a magnetic cover with the camera, and usually it doesn't come with the product, but if you go out and reach out to your seller, then they would send you a magnetic case free of cost. This can slightly overcome the overheating issues, but still you will not be able to shoot beyond 10 minutes if you're shooting in 4K. So if you can overcome one of this biggest cons of this camera, then we can move ahead. So that we have the cons out of the way, let's now focus on the pros of this camera. Just see how tiny and small this camera is, and this is one of the best features which I like about this camera. You can actually go out in the streets and shoot videos without even letting people know. What I mean by that is you don't have to carry heavy zoom lenses and zooming in and out of people's faces, but this tiny camera will really be very discreet and you can go ahead and shoot videos in places where it will be really difficult to bring zoom lenses. One of the other things which which I really like about this camera is the stabilization. Sometimes it's even more stable, obviously, when I'm shooting with a mirrorless camera, because this is an action camera. There are 3 stabilization modes in this camera: steady, rock steady, and horizon steady, which works for a resolution up to 2.7K. Which I absolutely love about this camera is its modular design and also the magnetic components of this. So these 2 units, which is the main module and the power module, actually clips together to form a single unit, which not only enhances the battery life, but also you have an additional storage slot on the power module. So one of the cool features of this camera is that you can stick it to a magnetic surface and you will be able to keep this camera steady and do some kind of a logging in a very unique perspective. Hey! One of the other advantages of this camera is it shoots really wide, around 155 degrees of field of view, which is quite wide for capturing a lot of your scenery. This camera has quite a few manual settings options available. You can go ahead and adjust the exposure, the white balance, and also the ISO on this camera. Regarding the microphone, this camera has a built-in microphone both in the main as well as in the power module. There are additional sets of microphones in the power module, and this will sound better when you are actually using both of them together. This also supports an external microphone, so I have tried it with an external DJI Mic Mini, which works fine. The only difference between newer generation of the DJI Action camera is that it will not connect wirelessly with your microphone. You will have to use the plug and play functionality, which is not the case for the newer version of DJI Action cameras. So this is how the audio sounds with the DJI Mic Mini plugged in the camera. I'm using the plug and play feature of the microphone. This is how the audio sounds with the main module and the inbuilt microphone. So why then use an action camera? Why not just use a mobile phone instead? Well, there could be several reasons for that. One of the features which I like about action cameras in general is its ability to shoot in a unique angle. Get in a little of the technical specifications of this camera. It can shoot up to 4K 120 frames per second. This thing is really tiny and the main unit weighs just around 56 grams. The main module has an internal memory of around 32 GB, and you can add an additional micro SD card on the power module up to 256 gigabytes of memory, which I feel is more than sufficient for any kind of video shooting, and it should last you several days. Seeing how the battery and overheating issues on this camera is, I think you will run out of the battery and will have heat issues before you run out of the memory on this camera. Start recording. Stop recording. So there are two variants of modules which you can buy in this. Along with the main unit, you have an option of buying a power module or a module which has a secondary screen, which is actually kind of useful if you want to do some kind of vlogging or a selfie kind of video. The camera also comes with lots of accessories, like this magnetic strip which you can attach to your shirt and do a POV video from your perspective. This is one of the coolest way you can use an action camera if you want to show your perspective. I also bought this small Ulanzi tripod to use with the action camera, and it magnetically attaches to the action camera, which really works quite well, and I always have this tripod on with the camera. So who is this camera for? As I mentioned earlier, if you're new to action cameras and have never used an action camera, then I feel this is a good starting point. Instead of spending 50k or odd rupees on a newer version of action camera, this seems to be quite affordable and also a very good camera considering the budget of this. But be aware, if you want a camera which can handle longer shooting time, then this camera may not be for you, and this is where the limitations will really start to show. The DJI camera is a brilliant camera, and I feel the greatest strength of this camera lies in how compact and portable it is. You can carry it anywhere, you can even take it for a swim. I would definitely recommend this for beginners, but if you're looking for advanced features like ability to process raw video footage, continuous recording, then probably go with a later version of DJI, maybe something like DJI Action 5. If you're thinking of picking up one, then please do check out the link in the description below. And if you found this video to be helpful, then please do consider subscribing to my channel and give this video a like. Thank you, and I will see you in another video very soon. Till then, happy clicking. Bye.